This Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Parasyte the Gray. This is a brand new Netflix series that is based off the manga slash anime. And the interesting thing about this though is it's not a one-to-one retelling. This is actually taking place within the same universe, which is very fascinating to me. I need to go back and rewatch the animated series because I believe that this may be a game changer when it comes to adapting live action anime into live action, because this is, like I said, a continuation, and we really focus on three main characters within this story. The first being Sun-in. She is the character that you see on a lot of the promotion posters and whatnot. Then Kang-woo and Special Agent Che. These are our three characters that we focus the most on. There's other characters that interact with these three characters as well. They're important, but let's talk about our main lead, Sun-in. She is a very interesting character. She comes from like this abusive background, and I like how they really kick things off in this series with the parasites coming from space and immediately just killing a bunch of people and taking over their bodies. So what ends up happening to Sun-in is she gets attacked by somebody that was berating her at her job and tries to literally kill her. And before she dies, these parasites pretty much have to kill the brain off and to take over their entire body. But this parasite has failed, so they pretty much merge into one to make a mutant, which leads them to have a very interesting relationship where her parasite gets the nickname Heidi, short for like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Kang-woo is the one that pretty much came up with that name, and they have this interesting relationship where Heidi actually just wants to kind of coexist. And I liked how they showed Sung-ee's background and just her backstory, which was really tragic, you know what I'm saying? But she's not the most interesting, I would say, out of the three. Kang-woo is another interesting character, kind of tags along and, you know, accompanies Sun-in in her journeys and tries to protect her. But he goes through a lot of tragic stuff as well, because he has to deal with the fact that one of his sisters was turned, and then another sister of his ended up in this pantry. Now the pantry is where the parasites stock up on human remains, which is very graphic. This is a very graphic series as well, but like I said, Kang-woo probably has the most interesting backstory and just overall character as a whole. He's kind of like the comedic relief, or the character that is gonna give you the most amount of humor, but also the most amount of depth in his character, because he is constantly going through tragic things and watching certain characters die. But my favorite character is Special Agent Che. She is a really dope, badass character. She is the leader of this Team Gray. She specializes on hunting these parasites. They even have this hunting dog, which you find out that is her ex-lover that got turned into a parasite. And I really like how they showcase her backstory and how she also has a lot of emotional depth and reasoning for what she's doing. And she's very gung-ho. Like, she loves using this shotgun, like, and that's the most effective way to kill these parasites, because they are very quick and they will cut off your head quicker than you could think. So a shotgun or some chemicals are like the only way to really stop these things. They have different methods on figuring out who's who, because like I said, it's like the invasion of the body snatchers. They've been around and they're just integrating themselves into society. And I really like them and how they explain how they move and how they're able to kind of adapt to human life. Not completely, because when you see a parasite, they're very robotic, but they're able to make it seem like they're human. So there's other side characters and other characters that are interesting in here. One being Detective Kim, which Detective Kim has a direct connection with Sun-in, because when Sun-in was young, she had an abusive father, and he was the one to be able to lock up her father. So he kind of has this kind of father-daughter bond, not too in depth, but he just tries to do his best to protect Sun-in. But also, it ends up costing his life eventually. And man, episode 4 was devastating. Overall, I think this was a really dope watch. From episode 1 to 6, it's just like a non-stop roller coaster. I like that they kick things off immediately from the invasion to getting right into exploring or explaining people's backstory throughout the series, giving you explanation like how certain people got turned or just how certain things came about. And I also like how this ties in to the animated series. I'm not going to spoil that, but that was a interesting treat, and I cannot wait for season 2. My only nitpick though with this season is the character of Sun-in, because everybody else, even the parasite, was more interesting than her. She pretty much was carried through this series, or at least this first season. So hopefully they kind of improve on her character. It's just, she wasn't bad by any means, but I feel like just they could have done more with her character. They kind of made people kind of connect with it a little bit more, because the whole abuse thing was interesting, but then I don't know, when they start to kind of explain her backstory, I started to lose interest, because it's like, okay, I'm just not really feeling this. But everybody else like had tragic backstories and something you could connect with. Also, the main, I guess, parasite villain that you want to call in this, he was dope up until like the last episode. It was a little anticlimactic. I still enjoyed the show though. I still like the direction that this is going in. Maybe they should make it 8 episodes next time, so they can really like space certain things out, even though I think they did a really good job of explaining everything that needed to be explained within these 6 episodes without having it feel too overcrowded or messy. You know, there's just some little things here and there I have issues with, but I enjoyed it. Let me know how you guys feel about this first season in the comments below. Have you checked out the animated series? Does this do it justice? I even like the special effects. I could see that being some people's nitpicks as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.